guys. Let's start Ramadan with a bang.
This is going to be my 6th year. This is going to be the 7th year. This year is going to be my 8th year. It's year 9. 10 years.
Your new life is going to cost you your old one. It's going to cost you your comfort zone and your sense of direction. It's going to cost you relationships and friends. It's going to cost you being liked and understood. It doesn't matter. The people who are meant for you are going to meet you on the other side. Instead of being liked, you're going to be loved. Instead of being understood, you're going to be seen. All you're going to lose is what was built for a person you no longer are. Many people say that you have to love yourself first before you can love others. But really, if you learn to love others, you will learn to love yourself. The point of healing is not to return to a place where everything is perfect. Instead, it is to begin to develop the ability to respond to what's imperfect. The day will come when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. It's only after you've stepped outside your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform.
Alrighty. Good morning. Dwayne here from Dry Creek Wrangler School. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yusuf here from Dry Creek Islamic School. It is currently 7 a.m. Just finished a nice little Fajr prayer. And then I drove around a little bit to get some sun in my eyes to wake me up. Kind of reset my circadian rhythms because for the past couple of nights I've been staying awake late and staying up until suhoor. And honestly, that's not the best way to go about your Ramadan. So it's been screwing up my momentum, screwing up my motivation, honestly. I find myself being more lackadaisical when it comes to being on par with the standard that I have set for myself this month. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a reset. So yeah, I got some sunlight in my eyeballs, went on a little walk after Fajr. And yeah, today is going to be one of the hardest days for taraweeh. I have 7th juz. So shortly after I ended the first episode, I had my 4th juz, which was the hardest day this far. And typically what a hard day looks like for taraweeh, you guys are going to see that today and how I approach it and how I prepare for it. But typically the way it goes, it's 10 times more scary. It's 10 times more nerve-wracking. I typically don't eat at all. I just break my fast. I don't eat at all. But you guys are going to see that in this video. But in today's agenda, what we basically have is I have to record a brand deal. And I'm also in the process of revamping my Quran memorization blueprint. So for those of you that have read it and purchased it, know that a version 2 is going to be sent out to you soon. Inside of the ebook, I talk about frameworks on how to memorize the Quran, how I memorized the Quran when I was 16 years old. A little recap on the first week of Ramadan. So today is actually the 6th day. But for the most part, Ramadan, I will say, it forces us to be intentional. At the end of this month, I want to reveal all of the du'as that I made and all the stuff that I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. But I will tell you guys one of them right now, and one of the main ones is identity, like to really ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance. So that's all I'm going to share for now, but let's get started. Welcome to episode 2. Okay, so it's iftar time. Today's day 7. I want to show you guys my everyday carry, just what I've been rocking the entire Ramadan. So essentially, first I'll start off with the hands. On the right hand, I have my Whoop strap. This is basically what I use to track my sleep. I track my stress. I really basically just track my recovery. It gives me a sleep score every single morning whenever I wake up, and it just helps me gamify my life. And on all honesty, it's probably one of the best fitness trackers on the market right now. I don't even wear my Apple Watch all the time, but this, I constantly am paranoid whenever I don't have it on. I have 2 straps. I have this one for the daytime, then I have one on my nightstand that I wear. So 24/7, I'm always wearing it, and it's super good. If you guys want to try it out, I'm gonna leave a link down below where you can get one for free. So literally, Whoop is gonna send you a band for free, and then you can even try it out for free for 30 days. And if you don't like it, you can cancel the subscription. But I've always wanted to use a Whoop for the past 2 years, and finally this year I've actually gotten around to using it, and it's significantly changed my entire relationship with sleep. But I just love it. Been wearing this, I literally just got a notification right now. You spent 14 minutes in the high stress zone today, the majority of which came from, and it tells you when you spend time in high stress. So if you're someone who has a lot of anxiety, it kind of reminds you yo, you spent the last 20 minutes, the last 14 minutes in stress, kind of relax. On this hand, I have my wedding ring. Of course, you know, from my beautiful wife. And then I have the Casio, like a Casio quartz watch. This is stainless steel. It's like 20 bucks from Amazon. It's completely flushed to the wrist, exactly how you like it. In all honesty, I like to keep my jewelry and my watch silver just because it's the most versatile, and I love silver dials and white dials. This one is a silver dial. Yeah, it just goes with black, it goes with white, it goes with green, it goes with gray. Whatever color you wear, this watch doesn't break the bank and doesn't break the outfit, right? Around the neck, I have my signature. This is my signature moon ring. So it's actually called the Starry Night, and it has like the moon with stars from around it. And that's pretty much it. Now, when it comes to my thobes and stuff, I have the thobe back there. I typically rock all black, but you know, in taraweeh, you have to be presentable. So I can't be rocking all black all month. So I do switch it up. This is just a normal white thobe. I like it because it's lightweight and it just gets the job done. So last video, you guys saw me wearing this black hat, and I absolutely love these hats. These hats are so fire. I'm sampling these few for my brand that I'm going to be announcing and talking about more next month. But we're just kind of like in the stages of sampling things right now, looking at different fabrics, looking at like the different buckles on the back over here, and the straps and just how everything ties in together. But today, we are going to be rocking the white one. So we're going to go white on white. The white one's fire too, man. Just like, look at that. The white one is fire. The thing I love about these hats is it sits on the head so well. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it sits on the head like how a proper crown is supposed to sit on your head. I think a lot of like caps that people wear don't typically sit on the head well, and I think that's because of the silhouette, but the overall silhouette that I'm going for, it works out. And then lastly but not least, we have the fragrance, and it smells like a rich Arab man, so you know I'm gonna be going crazy with that. And behind here I actually have another one that's called Jasmine Cardamom Oriental. This goes crazy. I do one spray of this, so we'll do two. I do 1 or 2 sprays of that, and I always cocktail my fragrances. It smells so good, subhanAllah. I always cocktail my fragrances just because I'm never satisfied with the one scent. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
इसमें से ले लें इतना छोटा चिकन इतना ज़्यादा इसमें से ले लें इतना छोटा चिकन من أهل المدينة مرضوا على النفاق لا تعلمهم نحن.
Alright guys, so I want to give you a little bit of a breakdown on how I prepare for my taraweeh, like all the technical frameworks that I use. So hopefully it can help you guys memorize Quran as well. So this is kind of similar. My taraweeh preparation is kind of similar to how my memorization blueprint is. For those of you that do have my Quran memorization blueprint, you'll know this. Like this is a very similar framework. But for those of you that don't know, I'll link it down below, inshallah, if you want to have a look at it. So essentially how I go about my taraweeh practice every single night. It does differ every single night depending on just how hard the portion is that I'm preparing for. The reason why the taraweeh framework is different from my memorization one is there's a difference between just rememorizing or preparing a page or a portion of the Quran for yourself just to memorize it and to have it be read off of memory versus standing in one spot in front of a crowd and reciting that like the entire night, okay? Or for like a couple hours through the night. There's more things that I do in my taraweeh prep that allow me to gain confidence in myself. A lot of it is confidence. It's rooted in like confidence, okay? So it's less about the memorization. It's more about like giving myself confidence. How do we do that? So essentially the way that I'm able to give myself confidence is by taking breaks from
you know, the pages that I have, and then coming back to them and reciting it. So that way I'm able to pull it out from my memory and it's not just like something that I just reviewed, okay? So essentially what I typically do is I would rememorize my page using my QMB method. So that's reading one ayah while looking, reading it without looking, reading the second ayah while looking, reading without looking, and then connecting it. But from a grand scheme of things, since every single night I do like half a juz or a quarter juz, the way that I do it is essentially I will read the first page, okay? And after I read the first page, after I read the first page while looking, I'll close the Quran and try to read it without looking. I'll basically do the ayah like a model of, you know, reading the ayah, looking, and then without looking. I'll do the same framework, but 4 pages. So I'll do the first page, and then the second page, connect the first and second. And then the third page, connect the first, second, and third. And then I'll just do that throughout. Now, a tool outside of the Quran and outside of my own memory that has been helping me a ton this entire Ramadan has been the Quran app called Tartil. And they just rolled out their AI feature. This is not sponsored. Their Tartil AI has been an absolute game changer. So I'll speak about it for the next like 30 seconds. Essentially what it is you can recite to your phone, and you can toggle on and off whether or not you want to have the Quran like words displayed or turned off. So I usually have it turned off, and then whenever I recite, I'll put it on the screen here, but whenever I recite, if I'm reciting correctly, it fills in the blanks. And whenever I recite incorrectly, it gives like a buzzer sound and it has just like a red dot. And that's a really good way of me being able to test myself without having a teacher, without having a friend that's listening to me. But it's also like instant, right? It's like instant. It saves me a lot of time, saves me a lot of headache and frustration, because when I'm done reciting the page, I can pause my recitation on the app and I can look over all the mistakes that I have and then go back into my Quran and fix those and then do the same process again. Okay, assalamu alaikum guys. I'm running on like 2 hours of sleep right now, but honestly I'm excited and I don't mind because Sarah is coming in town. So it feels like I haven't seen her in 10 years and it's only been 9 days. It literally feels like years. But yeah, to all the gentlemen watching out there, make sure you get your wife and your mom flowers. Just buy her the flowers, bro. It's not gonna mean much to you, and you're not gonna think much of it. But just buy it for them, bro. Like your wife, your woman is going to, they just love it. They love flowers. They feel appreciated. And to be honest, the more I buy my wife and my mom flowers, the more I feel good about myself as well. All right, gentlemen, let me teach you something. So when you get your girl something, don't just give it to her. You have to present it, okay? To present it. Let me explain. So we have Exhibit A over here, all right? So that's mine. That's also mine. It's just the flowers and the sheet masks, that's hers. But the flowers itself and the sheet mask itself wouldn't look good. So my mom gave me a towel and I put that there to supplement the entire thing. All together, it looks amazing. Now, I'll put a picture up right over here of the first setup, right? That was a bit too basic. You want to be greeted with the flower petals, right? Not with the flower stems. The stems are hidden in the back, all right? So now it looks like a little presentation, like a little experience. She'll walk in and she'll see it. Okay, I just made some adjustments. Move the soap to the other side, so it kind of has all the products on this one side, isolating and giving like the spotlight to the roses. It's like these little details that matter when it comes to giving your girl like flowers or chocolates, or like you're making a basket for her. It's like the small little things that they love, and yeah, I really enjoy making them. I feel like it challenges me.
Aww, you're so sweet.
Well,
Hello.
how's your time been here in Louisiana?
It's been really fun. I came to see Yusuf because
I was crying on the phone.
No.
Oh, look.
No, I had spring break. So I decided to visit Yusuf for a couple of days, and I was gonna stay longer, but my car got hit. So I couldn't stay very long because I have to go get it fixed, inshallah. Yeah. But yeah, my Ramadan's been good. It's been really impactful for me and my deen, inshallah, alhamdulillah.
All right, guys. So, alhamdulillah, we just finished day 10 or night 11, day 10 of Ramadan, night 11 of taraweeh, and we're 1/3 in our way through Ramadan. So, I mean, right now, essentially, I want to talk about how the last 10 nights have been, and even moving forward, just what the focus should be, because I feel like there's definitely a time that comes in Ramadan where your worship and your days kind of get into autopilot.
Yeah.
You go, at least for me, you go for taraweeh, pray salah, read Quran, you pray fajr, and things start to get into routine because now you're breaking into after a week. But I do want to stress the fact that that's not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to have life on autopilot in Ramadan. Ramadan's all about being intentional. So Ramadan, at least for me, is all about self-control. In Ramadan, you guys have to understand that Shaitan is not here, right? So it is a battle between yourself. You are fighting yourself, right? In our deen, Allah tells us that we have 3 types of nafs, right? And I won't go into the details of what nafs there are, but everyone has those desires to be lazy, to do bad things. At the end of the day, you are fighting yourself, right?
Yeah.
So for me personally, in Ramadan, I know people don't usually say this because you're not supposed to treat Ramadan like doing a 180.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I want to do that 180. I want to completely change.
Me too.
Every single time in my life, Ramadan has always played a part in me significantly changing my life.
Me too.
I remember when I first got into the gym, it was the Ramadan after I turned 17. It was 2018 Ramadan. And I was I spent the entire Ramadan educating myself on fitness, educating myself on the bodybuilding industry, creatine, protein, just macros and everything. Right after Ramadan, I started, right? And then even the Ramadan before we got married.
Oh yeah.
That one was, you know this.
That was crazy.
That one was absolutely pivotal.
Yeah,
and
so pivotal.
I think it's because in Ramadan, and this is also another topic where identity is a huge thing, right? In Ramadan, it just has a way of putting you in the identity that Allah wants for you.
Yeah, and
right?
it opens it shows you how much time that you actually do have and how much you can give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala aside from being busy. Yeah, I talked about this in my vlog too.
Yeah, 100%. And I think in Ramadan you're praying more, you're more intentional, you're not eating as much, you're not spending much time listening to the wrong things, you're trying your best to be a better Muslim.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I and everyone else in the world feels great as a Muslim is because
we're making so much time for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah, but you're doing the things you're already supposed to be doing in Ramadan.
Yeah.
And the scary thing for me is in Ramadan, I love the way that I am. I feel like I'm the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be the best version of themselves, but in Ramadan, I genuinely am the best version of myself.
Yeah.
I'm more on my deen, I'm more punctual, I'm more disciplined, I'm reading more Quran. And yes, that is a barakah of Ramadan and just fasting and being in ibadah constantly. But at the same time, I think it's you can learn that this is the most ideal state. I get scared that outside of Ramadan, this is going to go, because it's going to go away.
Yeah.
Shaitan's going to come back out. But
it just shows you the potential that you do have with your time.
Yeah, but I think also to kind of give yourself this form of insurance outside of Ramadan is when you're in Ramadan right now, because it's the first week is done, the first 10 nights is done. It's so important for us and for you guys to reflect on the last 10 days and then to refocus and renew your intentions for the next 10 days, right? I would say take Ramadan in increments, start judging it on a 10-day scale, right? These first 10 days, they flew so quick. So fast, And the days feel long, but it flies so quick.
It goes by so
fast.
fast.
If it's going slow for some of you guys, don't take that for granted.
I wish it was slow.
Yeah, don't take that for granted, But, yeah, just self-control, you're fighting yourself, identity is the biggest thing that you can form in this month, right? Because
you can build habits.
So yeah, going back to that point of every Ramadan I changed my life, and because of identity and everything like that, right now you have the opportunity to implement things inside of Ramadan, because this is the most what is it called, free you're going to be from Shaitan.
Yeah,
this is the most free you're going to be from fighting your nafs, right? This is think of it
ideal.
Think of it as Ramadan is the easiest life will ever be, right? So if you're not implementing change and if you're not implementing habits and goals of the person you want to be outside of Ramadan, then you're just dumb.
You're wasting time.
You're wasting time. You're not eating, you're barely sleeping, you're spending a lot of time worshiping. If you're not doing a deep dive into your mind and into
actively
changing who you want to be, then you're when are you going to do it outside of the month of Ramadan, right? Because I can argue that
as Ramadan goes into like the school year and people have exams and people have finals,
Yeah.
it's still the month with the most barakat. And
It
still
is,
the month
yeah.
with like you'll find time for everything, right?
You somehow manage time.
You somehow
yeah.
manage time. But I think like, okay, on a spiritual and religious side, it's because there's a barakat Ramadan, right?
Of course.
But on like the logical side, it's because you actually understand how capable you are.
Yeah, like...
And how much gets done when you take action, you know?
Yeah, all of us have the same... I saw this thing on Pinterest or whatever, that all of us have the same 24 hours in our day. And it's so crazy how so many people, like, use their 24 hours so differently. And I think Ramadan really shows me, and, like, Yusuf as well, how capable we are to maximize our time in those 24 hours every single day.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Imagine if I told you, I called you one day, or say, forget about me. Let's talk about like your best friend, right? Say your best friend calls you up, and he's like, "Hey, bro, like my uncle from Dubai came. He's like a millionaire or whatever, and like this Ramadan, he's deciding to give everyone out like I don't know, like a gold-plated something. And like even though I know you don't care about jewelry, but you can sell it on the market for like 10 grand or something.
Yeah.
But he's leaving tomorrow at like 7 a.m. So he's gonna be passing it out like before Fajr, if that's cool. Like, do you wanna pull up and get some? You're gonna be like, heck yeah, I want some. You know what I mean? You're like, this is like, it's like 10 grand, you know?
Yeah.
So you're gonna wake up, or you're gonna stay up the whole night, you know? But you're gonna make sure that you're there.
Go there.
And because that friend, that uncle of his is like a millionaire from Dubai, you're probably gonna wear nice clothing. You're gonna be super thankful, dude. Allah is literally giving you that times a million in Ramadan. That's the Hajj time. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that is the Hajj time. Yeah. Why don't we approach the, at least like in Ramadan? If you're not going to do it outside of Ramadan, at least do it inside of Ramadan. Why not approach it the same way, you know?
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So yeah, we're kind of brain dead. We have to eat some food.
Yeah, it's been a really long day, guys.
It's been a long day.
Slept.
And
We just
I kind of just whipped out the camera and told her like, you gotta
yeah,
be on
let's
camera.
film.
So,
But like I'm literally brain dead
But
and
yeah.
my eyes are not working.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah.
Why is it looking at look? It's like a broom.
It's a look.
It's like a broom. That reminds
Now
me.
you're shame.
Oh my god.
Look, this is so funny. Is this gonna be in the vlog?
Yeah. How'd you do this so fast? Oh hell no.
He's so cute.
A little girl with face hair.
Oh hell no. Ma, are you serious?
The other one was cute.
I look like I'm about to crash out and